Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the Eagles real quick. And before that, let me go ahead and give an update. Last time I checked, it was 3-2. We got, and it is still 3-0 in the Bucks Washington game. So Eagles, Packers, and what I call this game right here, man. Th- this wasn't a good game, bro.
The
Eagles and
mid-off.
Packers, man. The Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts mid off because there was a whole lot of mid out there.
Oh,
And
man.
I am disappointed in both teams. And the Packers, they fought hard for the whole game. It just wasn't enough possessions. That missed field goal absolutely ruined everything for them because now it was always a 2 possession game at that point. Um, but I'm very disappointed in both teams because the way that both teams performed was what we all thought the worst version would be, right? So, how the Packers lost is exactly how they lost this game. How the Eagles played, for people that don't believe in the Eagles, is exactly how the Eagles played today, right? Like, nobody wanted to win that game. Like, the Eagles got a lucky turnover to start the game on the kickoff, and they scored. And then at that point,
That set the tone right there, bro. That
it
set
set
the
the
tone right
tone. It was, bruh. At halftime, it was 10-7. It was 10-0. You would have thought, for everything that the fucking Packers did to shoot themselves in the foot, you would have thought that game was 35-0 at halftime. It was 10-0.
there.
Jordan Love had 27 yards and 2 interceptions at halftime, dog. He went full Brett Favre today, man.
Full Brett, dog.
He chose the dark
Favre.
side. Tan Favre. He went full Tan Favre. He went full Cubano Favre. Biracial Favre. And then you had Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts said, you know what? You got 27 passing yards at halftime? Bet. I got 40, dog. Let's go. Let's go band for band, nigga. How you want to do this? How you want to go mid? You want to go mid? I'll go mid for mid with you. You want to have you want to not be able to complete anything over 10 yards? Bet. I had a 3-yard pass per attempt today, nigga. Let's go mid for mid. What you want to do? You had AJ Brown on the sideline reading the Bible, bro. That's the only thing that could keep him calm at this point with his quarterback, dog. Like, they had AJ Brown, the guy that I don't know the announcer's name was Tom Brady. The guy was like, oh, what an interesting passage AJ Brown is reading to keep himself calm. This nigga's reading the Bible because he hate his quarterback, man. Yo, what? Come on, man.
Shit.
Hold on, we got a comment, man. All right. Gary Jackson is action, and the king is a snow plow. Look out. Buffalo, for sure. For sure. That's going to be an interesting game, man. But to get back to the Eagles and Packers, bro, I was very disappointed. You fell asleep during the game, dog.
Yeah. I was trying to keep up with it, Herbie. I was trying to keep up with it. And listen, if there's anything I'm going to say, Herbie, I'm going to say this, bro. And we complained, like, there's a lot of quarterbacks that people are going to make excuses for, right? They say, oh, if only so-and-so had more help, if he had an offensive line, or if he had receivers, or if he... Herbie, let me tell you something. I got to say, I think Jordan Love, not as much, even though he does have a good situation. Herbie, I don't know if anybody has a better situation than Jalen Hurts. Herbie, early in the game, bro. Early in the game.
Wait. No.
Go ahead.
I want you to get this out, but I want to add context to what you're saying. You can make the argument, and this is not hyperbole. This is not exaggeration. You can make the argument based on the personnel. Jalen Hurts has the best situation that any quarterback has ever had who's ever played in the NFL, aside from the 80s 49ers, dog, and Joe Montana. And no shade to Joe Montana, but the nigga had Roger Craig. He had Bill Walsh as the offensive coordinator and head coach. And he had fucking Jerry Rice, right? No shade to Joe Montana. I'm just talking about talent for talent, player for player. Like, and you got to remember, in the 80s, there was no free agency. So whoever you had was on your team.
That's who you had, yeah.
That's who you had.
Sure.
You didn't have to worry about roster turnover. So Joe Montana got Jerry Rice for a decade. Think about this. Jalen Hurts has A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Lane Johnson, their best offensive line, arguably, of all time.
Three Pro Bowlers on the line this year, Herbie.
Three Pro Bowlers and 2 Hall of Famers. And that's not even what we're talking about defense with Nick Braun, potential All-Pro, Cooper DeJean, Jalen Carter, Quinyon Mitchell. Like this man, C.J. Gardner Johnson is the 4th best quarterback on the team. Your 4th best cornerback is C.J. Gardner Johnson?
Stacked.
Your 4th, not your 3rd, not your slot. Your 4th or 5th best cornerback is C.J. Gardner Johnson. That is the type of talent that this dude gets to play with. And he had 40 passing yards at halftime, dog. He had 3 yards per attempt for the game against a team that has no pass rush.
That's crazy. That's insane, bro. It's insane. Like, you want to talk about underutilized, like, what would, like, and I know Jalen Hurts has his group of fans and people who are going to be behind him. Oh, you know, he runs the ball and he could squat like 1,000 pounds. Listen, Herbie, at the end of the day, you know what I want? You know what I want my quarterback to be able to do? Throw the fucking ball.
Throw the fucking ball.
I want my quarterback to be able to consistently throw the ball downfield. And here's the crazy part. The team is so good, you don't even need to throw.
You don't even need to throw.
Hand it to Saquon. Hey, Saquon here, Saquon here, Saquon here. That's all you gotta do. And they're good. That's how good they are, bro. And then their defense will lock shit down. Vic Fangio in Miami, Vic Fangio. You know what? I get it. I understand what Miami is, Herbie. It's where everybody comes to enjoy the weather and collect checks.
Yeah, they just want to collect checks,
and then they go somewhere else, and then it actually work. Okay, they come to Miami to go to the strip club, to see culitos at the beach. And then, they leave Miami and go, okay, let's get to work. Because Vic Fangio's defense, the way them boys look, and you know what? I know we don't have Philly's talent. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to fire Greer. Conversation for another day. But go ahead.
No, you got to understand this, bro. Like, you can't go 13 for 21. You can't take 2 sacks. You can't have a 62 QBR in a game where everything was set up for you. Like, this should have been a blowout. The only reason why this wasn't a blowout is because Jalen Hurts was the person that people were concerned about. And it's crazy. 3 years ago, or was it 2 years ago, he was the best player by far in a Super Bowl. In a game that had Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes on the same field as him. He was the best player on that field. So how could he fall to this version of himself with relatively no real explanation behind it? He didn't have a significant injury that I'm aware of. He didn't have a significant life-altering event that I'm aware of. If it happened, I don't know. I'm just talking about what I'm aware of, what's been reported, and what has been alleged up until this point. Was that season of him being an effective passer, and it clearly must be the case, it was just a fluke? Like, that's never who he was? Like, this is who he is?
Like, an outlier. That's what it's looking like.
This game was set up for him to dominate. And you don't got to dominate. You just got to be